Stop. What if I told you there was a way that you could keep some of your favorite pepper plants alive over the winter and grow them again next year? That would give you a jump start on your pepper harvest. Don't kill that pepper plant. It can live forever. Okay, maybe not forever, but you can get a few more years out of it if you overwinter it. Peppers are perennial. Who knew? They can live for a long, long time. Who knew? It's true. The peppers we know and love and grow every year from seed here in North America as annuals are actually perennials and can live for many years. The reason we grow them here as annuals is because of our different temperatures. We are much colder here in North America than their preferred temperatures. Remember, these peppers are more tropical plants and they love higher temperatures. They do not tolerate frost, so they're not frost hardy at all. And that is why we grow them as annuals. Over here, I have two peppers that I overwintered last year. This here is the ají amarillo pepper, which, as you can see, I cut down here, cut all these branches off, and took this container into the garage, an unheated garage, watered it sparingly, and brought it back out in spring, and it regrew. I just picked all these peppers off. And right here is her sister. This is a red habanero, also cut down, unheated garage, stayed over the winter, and regrew in the spring. It can be done. This year, I intend to overwinter a few more peppers, and I'm going to be using a different technique, so please join me as we go on this overwintering journey. Here's the container I'm going to be using. First, we got to make it ready, putting some holes in it. You never want to plant anything without drainage holes, so that should do. Double the trouble. Now for some soil, I'm using a potting mix. You don't really need any fertilizer. You're not trying to grow the plants through the winter, just keep the roots alive. All right, there you go. Let's start. I'm only going to put enough to cover the bottom of the container, and then as I put the peppers in, I will put some more to cover the roots. So that should do. That should be enough for now. Now let's go get the peppers. Now, selection is important. I'm going to be picking some of my favorite peppers, some peppers that take a long time to fruit and ripen. And I will be looking for peppers that are more mature. The thicker the stalks are, the better, I believe. Trying to overwinter a freshly grown pepper will probably not be the best idea. So let's see, this one here is my ají white lightning pepper, and I quite enjoyed growing this pepper this year, so I will be overwintering it. This one is in a pot though, so what I may do is just cut this one down and take it into the garage as is. So let me look for a pepper that is in ground and we'll dig that up. Here is a prime example. This is a puma pepper, and it's a very beautiful pepper. I've already picked all the peppers off, but this is like a baby pepper. Starts off this color and then it ripens to almost like a golden, yellowy, and still purple pepper. Very beautiful. And the rabbits have been at this one. Her and her sister have been chomped down by the rabbits. So what I will do, let me show you how I'll trim this. I'm going to pull this up from the ground, or dig it up from the ground. Oh, here, this is a puma pepper. There you go. It's rotting, but you can see the color I was talking about. It's a pretty pepper. And very conveniently, here's a shovel just sitting there. It's been there for months. Right where I need it. So what I'll do is I'll dig this pepper up and I'll cut these stems. So let's see. See? The rabbits actually helped me do all this, but let's see. I'm going to trim them like so, and any sprouts that are there, I'll just pull those off and cut this one here. And this one here. There you go. And then we'll dig this out. Let's see. Let's see if I can take this cardboard off to get to the soil. As a side note, this cardboard worked really well keeping down weeds. I didn't have to weed this garden at all. So here, I'm gonna try to dig this up. And hopefully not break my shovel. Not shovel. This is not a shovel. It's the hand tool, people. You want to get as much as the root ball as you can. So here, I've done the digging. Woo! And I'm going to shake off as much of that earth as I can. Here's my root ball. So this is the pepper I'm going to be overwintering. And I'll get this one too. Now I like to get more peppers than I actually need because you never know that some of them may not grow. Last year I took in I think 6 or so, and some of them failed because I didn't water them, not because they didn't grow. But the more you have, the more likely you are to have some success. This was actually 2 peppers. You can see 2 separate pepper plants. So if I wanted to, I could separate them, but I usually grow my peppers together, so that's fine. Here's a gochujara pepper. So same thing, I should get one of these ones. I have 3 here, so I'll get this one. And I'll just, like I said, you trim it above the nodes here. See where this leaf is coming out? I'm going to trim it here. And then this one has a Y here. So I'll just trim it here and here. Okay, so that's a little different from the other one. And I'll trim this one here. There. So this pepper I'll be taking in as well. So here it is. I've shaken up as much soil as I could, and here's the plant. Now if you're taking this into your house and you're worried about pests, you should wash this off. So you could use like a hose and wash off the soil, and you can actually soak it in some water with hydrogen peroxide to get rid of some pests, wash down the stems as well. I'm not going to be doing any of that because I'm leaving this in my garage, and also because I like to do things as simply as I possibly can. So it's just going to go in the way it is. But that's a tip for you if you're concerned about pests. Now for these peppers, which are in containers, first I want to make sure that they don't have any ants in them, because we have a lot of ants here. So what I do is I'll usually just kick it. And a lot of times if there are ants in the container, they start to... I don't see any. They start to swarm if there's a colony in here. So I don't see any ants. So I will cut this one down as well and take off a lot of these branches. This one's an old branch, but it was still alive. So snip, snip, snip. And that's what I did with it last year. I just cut down the branches. This one I left a little bit taller. Ooh, got it in my hair. And it's amazing to watch them leaf up in spring when your baby seedlings are just barely there. These just wake up really quickly and start doing their job. So kind of like that. So like I said, if you have peppers that you had to wait all season long to get anything off of, those would be perfect candidates to overwinter, because then you can get an earlier harvest and you can get more peppers. So this one I'm actually overwintering just to see how long I can keep these peppers alive. This is the ají amarillo. So this is its 2nd year of life. We'll see what it does this coming year. So this is pretty much it. Now it does have some weeds in it, so I'll pull these weeds out of the container to get it ready to go into the garage. But that's pretty much it. This is the laziest way to overwinter, is to just take the pot into the garage. Now what I'll do is, see, I'll pull it, and this can go in the garage. Let's go. Let's do her sister. Right here. Snip. And it's really hard to watch if you like plants and you know you're just cutting the plant down. But remember, this will die anyway. We're getting our first frost tomorrow. So if I didn't do this, it will die anyway. That's what you tell yourself if you have a hard time killing plants like me. So these two plants are ready for their journey of overwintering. Now as for these peppers, we're going to plant them in our container right here. So this one, I could actually cut these roots, but I won't, because, you know, wow. So I'm going to put these 3 peppers here, like so. And this is the, what pepper was this? Ooh, see, label your peppers. That's the other thing. Label them. Last year I didn't label any of my peppers, so they ended up all being surprise peppers. But please label your peppers. All right. So I'm gonna get some more peppers and put in here, but let me show you how I would fill up the container with soil. Just enough to cover the roots. So you get the deal. Just put some soil over the roots, tuck it in, and I'll finish the rest of it when I get the other plants, but you get the point. And then I will water this in, and it'll be ready for its sojourn in the garage. So here's the final count. I have these containers here that were already in containers, and I'm just pulling them into the garage, and these here were in ground, and I cut them and pulled them from the ground and repotted them. I do have 4 other containers that are already by the garage, and then one here, which last minute I decided I want to overwinter. This is a variegated purple jalapeno, and it made me really happy this year, so I'm going to take it inside. I'll be showing if these peppers make it to the next year, so if you're interested in that, subscribe and follow along for the journey. So that's how I plan to keep my peppers alive until next year. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting updates on what these pepper plants do. Like the video if it was helpful to you. And until next time, may you always find joy in your garden and your life. Bye, garden friend.